it has always felt kind of strange, That odd feeling when something feels off, but nobody really talks about it. That's how people have been feeling about Meghan Markle's baby stories for a long time. At first, everyone thought it was just silly tabloid gossip. The weird way her baby bump looked in pictures, the super perfect photos, and how she always held her belly, like she was putting on a show instead of just being a mom. But now, those little whispers are getting louder and harder to ignore. And it's not just random people on Twitter saying things anymore. Now there's talk that a woman who says she had Meghan and Harry's baby might want to talk. Yep, someone who was close to the whole situation might have spilled some secrets. And she's not being vague or confusing about it. She's kind of saying that the pregnancy we all saw in the Netflix show, magazines, and interviews might not have been real at all. She's saying it could have been all fake, like a show or a movie. That one word, fake, has made royal people super nervous. And it started a new storm that Meghan and Harry thought was over. Let's be honest for a second. Using a surrogate, someone else carrying the baby, isn't shocking anymore. Lots of famous people do it and nobody really minds. But what's making this whole thing super messy is the way they maybe made it look like Meghan was really pregnant herself. Like it was all natural from her, not someone else. They showed it off like a real pregnancy story full of love and healing. But if that story was fake, people feel kind of tricked. They feel lied to, and that hurts worse when it comes from people who say they're always honest and real. Meghan and Harry made a big deal about quitting royal life because they wanted peace, privacy, and to raise their kids quietly. But then they started making big media deals, showing off personal stuff, and jumping back in the spotlight they said they hated. So now people are like, wait, you can't have both. You can't make money off your life story and then say you don't have to explain things to anyone. What makes it worse is how carefully they control everything now. Every time they're on camera or in a documentary or send a press release, it's all super planned out and edited. So when someone close to the supposed surrogate says it was all fake, it really messes up that perfect image. And the timing is pretty bad too. The royal family already has their own problems. Now they have to deal with this new drama about Meghan and Harry again. People who work with the palace are super angry behind the scenes. Because this doesn't just make Meghan and Harry look bad, it kind of makes the whole royal family look shady too. And don't forget how the internet works. Once a story like this starts spreading, it moves super fast. People post screenshots, old pictures, and slow videos. Did you see how the bump folded here? People are watching every little moment like detectives. And some of those videos really do look weird. Even Meghan's biggest fans are starting to look twice at the moments they used to think were sweet. Now something just feels off. Still, there's no official proof yet. No big interview, no news story. Not yet. But it's not just a wild theory anymore. Even if just a little part of it is true, this could be one of the biggest trust-breaking stories ever. And for a couple who's always tried to control their story, this is the first time they aren't in charge of what people are saying. The strangest part of all this isn't even what the woman may have said. It's that Meghan and Harry haven't said a word. They usually love to talk and share their side of things. But now, nothing. No sad documentary, no message from a spokesperson, nothing at all. And that's making people really suspicious. Because when someone who usually talks a lot suddenly goes quiet, it doesn't look innocent. It looks like they're planning something. Lawyers, publicists, and secret contracts might be flying around behind closed doors. Some people close to them say the lawyers are really stressed, not just trying to stop the story, but trying to find out how it even got out. Was it a phone call someone recorded? Was it a private chat that someone leaked? Or maybe the surrogate herself doesn't want to hide anymore. If that last one is true, things are going to explode. Because if someone who knows the truth decides to speak up, no contract can stop it. Hollywood is full of people who kept secrets until they didn't anymore. And speaking of Hollywood, that's where Meghan fits right in. She wasn't super famous before she married Harry, but she wasn't clueless either. She knows how the media game works, and how to make up a story, share it, and keep it going. When she brought Harry into that world, it wasn't an accident. She introduced him to her famous friends and media people. People who understand how to shape someone's public image and make it feel real and lovable really fast. Suddenly, Harry went from being a quiet royal guy to a Netflix star, podcast guest, and emotional speaker. His life turned into a planned-out experience that made him seem more relatable. It was like a full makeover, and it worked at first. People really liked it. They looked like a couple who broke free from royal rules to live honestly. But now that honesty is cracking, because if even one part of their story turns out to be fake, people will start doubting everything. The Oprah talk, the documentary, the books, the speeches. Suddenly it all starts to feel less like truth and more like a bunch of made-up stories. Meanwhile, the royal family is really upset. Not just embarrassed. They're mad. Because even though Meghan and Harry quit royal jobs, they're still connected to the royal brand. And the royal brand is super fragile. It needs people to trust it, respect it, and believe in it. So if people think Meghan's pregnancy was fake, that trust is hurt really badly. This isn't just about Meghan's image anymore. It's about the whole royal family's image too. And there's also a lot of feelings involved. If there really was a surrogate, why keep it secret? Were they embarrassed? Were they scared of being judged? Or were they trying to keep up the perfect fairy tale story? A real royal pregnancy makes great headlines, photo shoots, baby showers, and magazine covers. Surrogacy, while totally okay, doesn't sell the same kind of story. But it gets more complicated than that. Because if it was all fake, then other people must have known about it too. Staff, helpers, maybe even family. And if they all helped keep the secret, then it's not just about Meghan and Harry anymore. It's a big group of people who helped create a lie. That's what scares people working for the royals. That it wasn't just a personal choice, it was a whole plan to build an image. And if that plan is exposed, the fallout will be really bad. Fans will feel lied to, the news will go wild. Everything Meghan and Harry have ever said will be looked at closely again. People will start wondering what else was fake. What other stories were just clever PR wrapped up like truth? And the worst part? Once people start doubting you, it's hard to win them back. Most royal scandals go away after some time. This one might not. Because it's not just some random gossip. It feels personal. It's about trust, not just between Meghan and Harry and the public, but inside their whole carefully created image. When your whole thing is about being honest and real, even one lie doesn't just hurt your reputation. It breaks the whole thing. And this talk about a surrogate? It's not just a small rumor anymore. It's turning into a big test for Meghan and Harry. And for Meghan, it's especially painful. She spent years showing herself as strong, soft, open, and proud of becoming a mom. Her pregnancy journey was a big part of that. The baby bump pictures, the sweet interviews, the fancy black and white baby photos. But if even one part of that was fake, people won't take it lightly. They'll take it personally. Because for lots of women, being a mom is really important. And faking it feels like a slap in the face. And what about Harry? The prince who left the palace to protect his family? The guy who said he'd never let the media hurt another woman he loved. Now, he's stuck in this silence and all the questions. Some people say he's just being used. Others think he's in on it. But staying quiet isn't helping him. The Harry people used to love the fun royal, the brave soldier. He's hard to find now. Now he just seems like a guy caught up in brand deals and media deals, trying to stay famous. Even people close to him say he's changed. They say Hollywood has made him different. Not necessarily worse, just not the same. He's more closed off, more practiced. He left royal rules behind, but now he's stuck in a spotlight that never goes away. And at first that felt freeing, but now that spotlight feels like a trap. Behind the scenes, the pressure is getting really strong. Teams are trying to shut people up, stop leaks, and quiet down the rumors. But social media doesn't wait. New theories are spreading fast. Some sound wild, sure, but some come with pictures, timelines, and odd details. Like the bump changing shape. That video where the belly seemed to fold. The photos that were cut in strange ways. People used to call that stuff crazy hate. But now it's getting taken more seriously. And that's the problem. Once people start talking about a conspiracy like it's a real thing, everything changes. People start digging, reporters start investigating, friends of the couple start worrying, and when enough people worry, stuff leaks. A photo, a text, a private message suddenly shows up online. Just one real leak can make everything fall apart. That's what Meghan and Harry are scared of. Not just a few bad headlines, but people never trusting them again. Sure, they might still get Netflix shows and sell books, but the emotional connection with fans, the part that really makes them popular, it starts to go away. They could still fix things. Not with fancy speeches or lawyers, but with the truth. If they used a surrogate, just say so. If Meghan was really pregnant, show proof. People don't expect them to be perfect. They just want honesty. Even if it's messy, the truth makes people respect you. But being quiet, that just makes things worse. And this fire isn't going away. It's getting bigger, changing fast, and taking Meghan and Harry's nice image down with it. Whatever the real story is, they better tell it soon. Because today, staying quiet doesn't protect you, it exposes you. And in the public eye, silence says a lot.